We've attended fly-ins and cruise-ins, but never a muster. I'm with Mark Storey here in Gas City, Indiana. And Mark, a muster?
A muster. It's a car show for fire trucks. And they just call it a muster. The name muster goes way back to military terms where they would rally the troops, they would muster the troops, and the fire service took that on. So when there would be a fire, they would muster the volunteer firemen to come to the fire station or go to the scene. And so that's where the word muster comes, and it's just stuck. So a car show for fire trucks is called a muster.
Well, that's something, Mark. And wow, I'll tell you what, you've got a wide variety of apparatuses here today. Tell me, Mark, what got you interested in this fire truck business?
It goes way back to when I was a little kid, Ray. My mom and dad would buy me fire trucks, little pressed steel toy fire trucks, and so I would collect them as a kid. And I've got about 100 of those pressed steel toys, and the last toy I bought before I got married was about $900. And that's worth about $2,000 now for a little toy. And so a friend of mine said, "Hey, you should buy a fire truck, the real thing." I said, "Well, how much does it cost?" So the first one I bought was $200. So I thought, $200, $900. So I thought it was cheaper to get the real thing than it was just to get a small toy that sits in my closet. So that's how I got interested.
Well, it's a very interesting hobby. And you've got several fire trucks here. From how far do we have fire trucks here?
I have people coming from the south of New Albany, Indiana. I've had people come up from north of Valparaiso, which is up by Maryville, Chicago area. We've got some other people coming from Claypool, Indiana. All these trucks we have Bluffton, Indiana, so we just have them from all over the state today.
Well, we're standing in front of one of yours here.
Right.
Tell us about this truck right here.
This is a 1932 Buffalo. Now, Buffalo is the name of a fire company in New York that built fire apparatus in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and so on. And so a friend of mine up in Leesburg, Indiana, had this for sale. And I saw it in one of our publications, the club that I'm in. We have a publication 4 times a year of a magazine, and this was in the want ad. So I called him from Leesburg and said, "I'd like to look at your truck." And so we went up to, my wife and I went to Leesburg, and we fell in love with it, and so I drove it home. This truck, as I said, is a 1932 Buffalo, which came from the Buffalo Fire Company in Buffalo, New York. One unique thing about it is it's an open cab. And so, most fire trucks today, because of state laws and federal regulations, they have to be a closed cab. But this truck specifically is an open cab. There's no roof on it. So one of the nice things about firemen in the good old days is that whether it was 90 degrees in the heat or whether it was 30 below, they didn't have any protection from the elements. So some people have preferences on styles and makes of fire engines. I just happen to like open cabs. That's because that was what my first truck was. And so I've just always tried to find something with no roof on it.
Mark, this apparatus right here, I've never seen anything like this.
That's what we call a roto ray. Is on fire trucks of today, there are a lot of strobes and a lot of warning lights. This is the forerunner of the modern red light. And instead of having a red light on the roof that flashes, this is what they call a roto ray, and it just goes around as a warning device to tell people to get off the road.
Okay, each light's a different color.
I think there's 2 red and 1 white, and that's just kind of a way to warn people that we're coming down the road and get out of our way.
What other features would be unique to this fire truck?
One unique feature about this fire engine is that the pump, which actually helps you move the water to put on the fire, the pump I set on top of the pump, which was not uncommon back then, but the pump to put out the fire, I set on top of that.
And also, all fire trucks have a bell.
All fire trucks have a bell, and I have a nice shiny bell on the back there, and it's nice to ring, and it's just another warning device to let people know to get out of our way because we're going to a fire.
And this fire truck was in service when and where?
The gentleman that bought it, he bought it from the state of Maryland. And he bought it for his grandson about 20 years ago, and it took him 2 days to drive it home. Now, if you can imagine 20 years ago taking this fire engine, driving about 40 miles to 50 miles an hour for 2 days along the back roads of this great United States, from Maryland to Indiana, and he had it for his grandson, and his grandson, after about 20 years, didn't want it, and so that's why it came up for sale.
Mark, for somebody that'd be interested in this, collection of fire trucks. You have a website.
We have a website. The club that I'm in is called the national organization is called SPAMFA. Now, SPAMFA stands for the Association, the Preservation and the Restoration of Antique Fire Apparatus. It's a national organization. We have a state chapter which is called the PPPSI. It's the Pompier, Pump, and Play Pipe Society of Indiana. We all try to have fire names for our club, and so that's what ours is. Our website is, of course, www.pppsi.org. And so we have our website that will link you. You can link that to our national club, and so we have information about our upcoming. We have another muster in next July of 2001, a national convention where we have about 100 to 150 of these down on the west side of Indianapolis, down at Wayne Township. So we're excited about hosting a national convention there on the west side of Indianapolis.
Well, what I think is interesting, Mark, is when you present these fire trucks, you let the kids crawl up on them and really experience them. I mean, you're not afraid if somebody touches your truck?
No, that's part of the fun and the learning experience and the educational experience that we can give young kids, because little kids don't know what an old antique fire truck looks like. All they see are the big ones that are new and cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. But these were really the forebears of what we have today, and so we want kids to experience it, to touch them, not to be afraid of them, so they can know what an old antique fire truck looked like.
And if anybody has any questions, you're more than happy to talk about it.
Man, I live and eat and breathe this, and my members of my club. I'm just a member, and we have some of our officers here today from Indianapolis, where the majority of the members are, and we just love to educate kids. We love to educate old people, and you don't have to own a fire truck to be in this club. That's the beauty of it. You can just have the appreciation of it, and you can enjoy it, but you don't have to be a owner of a apparatus to be a member of our club.
Well, Mark, we appreciate you inviting us out here to the park in Gas City to attend our first muster.
To attend your first muster. We are so glad that you guys could come and share this day with us and let the people of Grant County and surrounding areas know that this is just another hobby of instead of your fly-in, we have a muster. So there are more than just old antique cars, there are old antique fire trucks.
Well, that's right. And, speaking of the fly-in, we're looking forward to seeing this fire truck at this year's Flying Cruise-In.
If it gets so hot, I'll bring it and we can put out some fires. So.
Well, we hope we don't have any fires, but we'd like to have you bring it out and let people enjoy it. And
it's just a fun hobby that we have. People collect stamps and rocks and this and that, and I collect fire trucks. But thanks for coming.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.